if you're able to get Lincolns relatively early, then it shouldn't really be that much of an issue.
I mean,
Effectively,
I know fuck all about drafts, man. You know that. My drafting knowledge is absolutely terrible. I had to like wiggle my way through a draft with Neon earlier, and I was like, yeah, this is a good hero, because like it likes to right click and then hit
no,
things.
no one at like 2 to 4k knows anything about drafting, maybe higher 3k, but like 3.5 to 2. No one really knows what they're supposed to do. There's too many factors involved. Darkseer pickup, I mean, I'm not really a fan of that. If the Lone Druid's on the safe lane, which it could well be, the Ion Shells should be pretty killable with a bear whacking them and Lone Druid whacking them at range. So, not so sure about that. What I am seeing is with Weaver and Darkseer is very evasive heroes, but if the Darkseer gets gone on by a Spearbreaker, even if you do try and whatever the hell that's called, that spell, what was that spell called?
Which one?
I think I can literally put the mouse over it and
The
look at it.
Shikuchi.
With the Darkseer, no.
Oh,
Surge. Even if you surge, like if you get gone on by a Spearbreaker and you try and surge, he's just going to ult you anyway, and then the surge will run out. Granted, you could try to time it that you surge after the ult, but yeah. But yeah, at the moment, Dire side looks stronger, but at 2 heroes in, it's pretty difficult to say. I wouldn't. Oh my god. Okay. Right. Well, this is pretty much
is
turning into
Zapped on
kind
that
of
team? Is that the team that's on?
Zaps on the Dire with the Dark Side over
Ooh,
match.
I was expecting Zap to moan and get Treant, Nature's Treant Protector.
Zap isn't much of a moaner though. He'll just kind of play whatever. But I don't know. Like as far as I can see, like Dire is kind of blatantly going for early game, and Radiant are blatantly going for late. So if the Radiant want to like push it to late, then they need to pick up some defensive supports. That's basically it. Like as it stands at the moment, I think they'd have a pretty easy job if they really wanted to take it late. Like I know Weaver late is not particularly fun, but with the lineup they have, it is very bearable. There's something that you don't really want to take late. But
Ember
again,
Spirit. Is Tungler on that team?
no.
It's odd. He has been jizzing over the mid Ember for a while now. Just that, like you know what it's about. I know you've been out the scene for a while, but you know
The
what you're
Veil.
supposed to do. Yeah, just veil
Yeah.
3 spirits and then destroy
Well,
them.
there's your defensive pickup. There's your Oracle. Yeah, I can respect that pickup. Um, it's kind of funny when you see these kind of drafts happen where you've got this mixture between, you know, Pudge's early game, Weaver is latish, Darkseer, I'd argue is really Dire have a slightly kind of ranged draft in terms of timing because they can take some of those heroes late and still be okay. I don't really think, like, honestly, the Ember Spirit's just to pick up to deal with the Lone Druid and the Prophet. If you have a mobile hero that can take down waves quickly, then obviously that deals with the Prophet and the Lone Druid very well. Um, as far as what the Radiant need to pick up, they ban out the Lion. Fair enough. I think that's a fairly mid tier ban. As far as what they want to pick up,
I'm not sure about the like. We talked about this a while ago. Lion just seems like he doesn't offer enough in each category of what he's supposed to be doing to be worthy of a pick these days. I mean, we saw in the last game the Lion, like, if they got close to him, he was just dead in an instant. There was nothing he could do.
kind of, but
In the lane as
you,
well, like you had. Oh, by the way, you had some dank attempted saves with the Astral Imprisonment, and the Lion too. Like the Earth Spikes were good, but at the end of the day, it didn't really achieve that much up against aggression.
I mean, I think that was just pretty much that game. There's not much you can really do against a Rubik Fenge and Slardar. It's like one of those situations where you don't really think about banning it out, but when it does happen, you realise that you're categorically screwed. Um, Lion, generally speaking, is just very versatile support. That's what you want in a support. You know, he's
Versatility.
yeah, he's I don't know if I'd say he's good at roaming, but he can certainly do it and succeed in it. He has, the stun and the hex, Storm
Oh
Spirit.
god.
Is that going
Is
to be a
that is
Tungler?
that
It is a
Tungler's
Tungler
team?
Storm Spirit. Yeah. Um, yeah, that's fine. I guess generally okay.
Is there not a lot of lockdown on the other team? I can't actually see just now because I'm trying to put my budgie back in the cage. But
There's not really a ton of lockdown on either team. Radiant, or sorry, Dire have, at the moment, funnily enough, they don't have much lockdown at all. They don't have any solid stuns, but they do have kind of, I don't know what you'd technically call it, but
well,
they have a demo.
Pudge is good. Pudge is decent.
But just
Darkseer
deep.
Vac is like a kind of, it's not a stun, but I guess it keeps him there. No, you're right. They don't have a lot to deal with Storm, and Tunger he spams a lot of Storm. He spams a
Yeah.
lot of Storm and he spams a lot of Shadow Fiend. So if you saw him in the last game and thought he was a pretty good Dota player, I can understand why you would have made that misconception. But no, he just spams the
Well,
heroes.
they're gonna end up randoming. They're random a Witch Doctor. I think they actually picked that out. But Witch Doctor here, um, yeah, I'd be a relative fan of that. The thing with the Witch Doctor is that they're all going to be clobbled together during team fights. Spearbreaker, Lone Druid are going to be melee. Storm Spirit's going to be close in. So yeah, I mean that's okay. I don't know how they're really going to deal with Storm Spirit. I can kind of half already predict how this is going to go. They're basically going to, well, Tungler's going to do Tungler things and basically farm up the Storm Spirit. The Radiant side isn't really aggressive enough to push the agenda.
No, they can't stop
Well,
him. If the Pudge makes the rotations, and I know for a fact this is going to be a Harry Pudge, and Harry Pudge is just on another level. It is really good.
okay.
So um, he does make the rotations and makes it like a big pain in the ass for the Storm Spirit to get that jungle farm, then they can maybe shut him down, but they don't have a whole lot to stop him. And Tungler likes to AFK farm.
I did initially say that like the Dire don't really have a aggressive draft, but or sorry, a pushing draft. That's what they kind of need to look for at the moment is kills on then push with the Witch Doctor. That gives them just an extra ability to deal with the healing ward with the general team fight capability. The Punch is going to be able to get things done early in terms of just rotating and hooking.
It's getting them
Ember,
hooks
if he
out.
builds, yeah, if Ember builds the Veil, then that's early as well. So this is definitely going to be just a game of strategies. If the Dire can push the agenda early, then they should be able to win. But if they don't do that, then I would generally expect it's not going to be particularly fun dealing with the Prophet, Lone Druid, and Storm Spirit in the late game. I can't really see what they're going to do to deal with that.
Oh, it's a
The
squad
Dire,
Storm Spirit. Oh, okay.
what the hell's Tungler playing then?
Tungler's been Oracle.
Oh, okay.
What's squad going on now?
I mean, I would
Right.
have
I'm.
surely.
Oh, hold on. There's a huge four-man rotation here. Henrybot getting the jump on Tungler with the Weaver getting the Shikuchi off. The damage is there. The Coconut's going to bounce onto nothing, but there's nowhere for Tungler to go. Manly man with a manly last hit with his deathly cleaver. He will
And
get
there,
the
and there,
first blood.
there goes the tilt.
There goes the tilt. Nah, squad's fine. Oh no, there's Tungler. Yeah, good game, well played. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's boosted out of his favorite hero in the mid lane, and he gave away first blood, just like the
I would have
first
thought
in-house.
I thought he would have fucking like pushed the agenda on that. Like Tungler's a good Storm player.
Well, squad might be a good Storm Spirit too. We never know. Up against Corey in the mid lane, it's a Spirit Bros. Who has the advantage here? Because obviously Storm Spirit has a lot of the magical damage that comes out, but Corey, in the meantime, on the Ember Spirit, he has his Flame Guard, so he's got a little bit of an ability to deal with the magical damage. Like, who do you
I
think
don't,
would take the edge?
I don't even think it's going to be close. Amber Spirit should just like rock this lane. In the That's such a gay saying. Rock this lane.
Rock this
Um,
lane, Ember, rock
I think I
it.
meant I think I meant rock as in more like physically fuck him up, but more like rock it out. No, like if Ember can get a flame guard and a Q, Tungler doesn't have not Tungler squad doesn't have much to deal with that. Um, but once it's level 6 and it gets a little bit more tricky for this Ember.
What do you think of
Um,
the Radiant's decision to have the Spirit Breaker? Oh no, he's gone. Oh, we missed the kill in the bot lane. Terribly sorry, Petit, but he might pay for his life here. They kill Henry bot, but if the carry dies, that's a little bit more important. Manly Man does have not level 2, but he's probably just going to run on the tower here. That's more than worth it for him. Tunga probably be able to nuke him down afterwards. With the Shukuchi coming out, the Weaver's going to try and at least chase the Oracle away. With the right-click damage, he might have enough damage to kill off the Oracle. Did he tango up? He tangos up, so he might actually be able to negate this one last right-click. If he has, no, he doesn't actually have it, but the Spirit Breaker's charging through, so Neon's actually made himself a nice little nasty bed here, and Tunga's going to get the kill. No, actually go to neutrals. Henry bot killing Tunga though, so he won't actually manage to escape with his life, but a little bit of hemming and hawing from Weaver there resulted in the fact that he could get the rotations in back from Petit who'd respawned, and Henry bot's getting charged by 910, and Manly Man's here as well, but he's super low, so with the Spirit Breaker coming through, he's not going to get the charge, but he's going to get the right click, so the Witch Doctor will fall. Now Pudge is low, will he get the Rot Deny off? He probably will. Yes, but there wasn't really a whole lot of reason for them to die there. But actually, Weaver chasing after Petit on the Lone Druid. Will he get the hit off? It's just one more hit. He doesn't have Shikuchi for another 4 seconds, and there's a pause. The Dire have the vision. The Dire have the vision of Lone Druid. They know that he's there.
The Weaver's just having an issue at the moment with his Sakushi cooldown. If that was literally like lower by about 3 seconds, which there'll be 2 seconds on the next level, he would be pretty much sorted.
We're fine.
Yeah,
we're fine. It's. I think Neon has it within him to kill him. I don't think the bear's blocked him in the trees.
I'm not even too sure. But Sakuchi's going to be back up in 3 seconds. I don't know about that. We'll see what
Let's
happens.
watch. We'll watch it with bated breath. He actually tries to tango through the trees to get it, but there's a charge instantly from 910. The Shikuchi with a tree block. It's enough to screw up the passing. Really nice play there from Petit. He doesn't have a TP score though, so he's probably dead. Yeah, Neon gets the last right click, and he summoned a new bear, which is actually really detrimental there. No, he didn't summon a bear. He brought his own bear back. He didn't summon a bear. And with a rot on 910, no mana for a charge, at least for 2 seconds. He's got 1 mana away from it. Will he be able to get it off in time? No, there's a double hit from Weaver, so he gets a double kill on Neon using the Germinate attack to get that last right click before the Spirit Breaker has enough mana to charge away.
This is not the way they really want to be playing this.
Something else I want to bring into attention is the fact there's a Nature's Prophet up against a Darkseer.
That should be fine.
Both heroes are just going to have an absolute ball. Oh, Manly Man getting a hook on Tunga is actually juked nicely by the Oracle, but they're playing really aggressive from the Dire side here. And Spirit Breaker's charging mid onto Corey. There is no Flame Guard. No, there is. There's a Flame Guard. He's going to use it now to do a lot of damage. And 910's taking a tower hit. He's actually maybe diving to help him get a carry, help his carry get a kill, sorry. But with the TP in there from Henry bot, the Coconut's flying through. Is it going to bounce onto Squad? It is going to bounce onto Squad after a creep blow and back onto 910. But there's no initiation further from the Radiant or the Dire heroes, so they will both escape without managing to kill off the Ember Spirit.
I'm very surprised that my Doctor decided to go with Maledict early instead of the Video Red. If you're trying to run this early aggressive draft, you need some kind of heal behind it.
Some sustain, yeah.
The Maledict is... I think Maledict's relevant.
Charge here. 910's in a bad area. There's a Pudge and a Weaver. He has Tunga coming in. He does have the nuke heal, but he's going to get the charge, the Purifying Fortune's End it's called, onto the Weaver, but Isakuchi's out of range. So now chasing 910, he's going to get some right clicks, and with the charge he will bash him back a little bit. There's not enough damage there, so with the Shikuchi, no! The Pudge hooks him away from the right click damage, and here comes Nature's Prophet. There's a TPM with a Sprout, tangled away through it. He's going to use his one to bring himself back up blood, but before the Nature's Prophet comes in, he will fall. Sorry, the Nature's Prophet falls before the Weaver dies, and he will actually escape with his life. Henry bot killing the Spirit Breaker as well, way behind the backlines over here. So madness everywhere. 3 for 7. Nature's Prophet coming in thinking he'll get a kill, but he cannot, and he falls.
That was actually a really good play by the Pudge, I think. Fair enough if he was intending to hook whoever was stuck in those trees, then yeah, it was a fuck up, but the Weaver doesn't have double strike at the moment, or he didn't at that point in time, so he wasn't going to get the kill off. Strikes alone was nearly dead, so I think it actually worked out quite well for them. Fucking kills happening everywhere.
I missed it. I'm on Twitter. Zap dies. There's a dive here from Manly Man way behind the tower. This is almost certainly a dead Pudge, and he's not going to get anything in trade for them. Henry bot's going to come in, but there's already a Purifying Flames out, bringing the Pudge down low enough for that last right click from the Spirit Bear to kill him. So there's an XD and a lull. Oh, Corey dies. The mid lane is Squad, so absolutely dominating this lane is not happening for the Ember Spirit. Nice haste rune, dude.
Stuff happening bot.
And Zab's killing the Nature's Prophet in retaliation for Nature's Prophet killing him barely seconds ago, so This is actually all over the place, and normally you can look at, I don't know, cores? I mean, Weaver's farming this offlane, I guess, which makes him the carry in an aggro try, with Darkseer getting the offlane. But it's hard to see who has an advantage, just because there's madness everywhere. And in fact, if you look at the last hits, like the top four are one within each other. It's very close, and then not close, and then very close again.
I think the Radiant are getting slightly more out of it in terms of pacing. Still, I mean, yeah, it is even, but I think the Radiant can do a bit more with it, with that gold a bit earlier. I think it's interesting with the Prophet and the Darkseer. Hold on, we got the bear again mauled. Sacrificing the bear, okay.
Was that on purpose?
I don't think it was bad micro, I think it was slightly on purpose. He's just resummoned another one. But that's
I'm not entirely sure what's happening there. There's a charge in mid lane onto Corey. He does have his Searing Chains and his Ember Guard. He actually has everything and a Remnant up, so he's way out of there. Stupido bear. Yeah, pretty dumb bear. So they managed to send Corey back, but it's an Ember Spirit. Like, he's going to be back. You can't really force that guy out of the lane too much.
Fatigue getting gone on again.
This is the issue with again. This is the issue. Yeah. He's dead. I missed it. They're pinging out as well, but he's CP'd out. Both of them.
Yeah, the Savage Roar up. I mean, does that Savage Roar only work? I mean, pretty sure it works on both.
It works on Bear and Druid. I believe you can use it on both of them. Or I believe if you use it on one, it happens on both. Yeah. I'm not entirely sure.
He's TPing back in here. He's gonna get gone on again.
This is a manly man hook. Watch this. This is gonna land. Boom, absolutely perfect. Savage Roar though, there we go, that's it used, with Neon diving under the tower. If they want to chase us as they can, there is the bugs, minusing the armor all the way up Petite. But with a Germany attack again, Neon is now dominating, and that's because the supports have decided to rotate somewhere else. No, Oracle walking back to lane, he's going to get a double man Fortune's End, but with Neon chasing him now, a manly man has got the hook. Neon's just providing the vision, he manages to hook it very nice, but by hooking it, he brings himself back into danger. TP was going to come in from Prophet there, he cancels it, he thinks better of that, he's like, you know what mate, I think you're probably dead. You can juke it out and delay it as much as possible. Is he still going to come in? No, he cancels it again. Actually, in the top lane, they're trying to go onto the Darkseer. There's a charge in from 910, 910 on the Spirit Breaker. There's a Sprite as well. Zat with no tangles or Quelling Blade to stop it. But he's going to back. The Nature's Prophet into double Ion Shell creeps. And if he's not careful, 910, 910 might share the same fate. Mana Boot's up. Give himself the mana, but here comes Squad. Squad's going to try and stop this. The wall was committed there from Zat a little bit haphazardly. The illusions aren't going to do much, but 910, 910 was in a whole heap of danger there until Squad managed to show up. There's a rotation there. But
yeah. No, I can understand Zapt using the wall just kind of like a YOLO play, but you couldn't predict Storm Spirit coming up. There's no vision to give him that, so that's just unfortunate.
So get wards is what you're saying?
You should always have wards regardless. I think there is a severe lack of vision actually, yeah, on both sides.
Oh god, Nature's Prophet getting dismembered up in the bot lane. He has no health, like this is never going to end well for him. Neon now unstoppable on this Weaver. Doesn't have that much in the way of last hits, but if we look at the net worth, he's ahead. What am I looking at? Where?
Yeah, just Corey was getting
alright. Yeah, so Weaver just over 1,000 gold away from his Mithril Hammer for his Defilator. 8 minutes, 9 minutes into the game is pretty big, and there's kind of an attempted gank here. I believe Manly Man has an Invis rune, so this is big for Squad. If he gets a Dismember off, it's coming through as well. Insta charge though from the Spirit Breaker. Do they have enough? No, he actually hooks Corey back, unfortunately. Spirit Breaker is going to maybe cancel his charge. No, he's going forward for it. I think he can get it. Is he level 6? Let's check. He is level 6. He's going to use his ultimate. He doesn't even need it to kill off with the bash onto the Witch Doctor. He's going to use his ultimate onto Manly Man on the Pudge, while Squad's going on Corey in the meantime. But with the Electric Vortex and the Shock Charge overcharge, it's not enough damage when the Ember Guard was up. The Flame Guard, sorry. So there's an Iron Charge there through onto Corey, taking down damage. Another charge from 910, 910. He might be sacrificing his life here, but a good kill nonetheless. A Spirit comes out, but not in time. Here comes Weaver though. Weaver going to try and clear things up. Squad has no mana. Neon trying to go for the creeps instead, but he has a tango. He actually gets the kill there with the Swarm. All you need is yourself is left alone via the Weaver. And actually in this bot lane as well, Henry Bot's found the Spirit Breaker. He manages to charge off the ultimate. That was really nice play from them, because that ultimate was going to finish him off. There is no Maledict. The damage isn't coming through. The Maledict off the mark with the Iron Charge healing him up as well. He might be able to get out of this alive. No mana for TP until 1 second. He has it now. He's going to hide in the trees. Manly Man coming in. Will he throw out a blind hook? He doesn't. He lands it. The son of a bitch gets it with a Dismember. He keeps that Spirit Breaker, rubbing it in his fat face. He says, I got you, bud. You done got. So there was a whole heap of stuff happening there.
Very good play by the Pudge. Yeah, I mean, that was pretty much just.
It was a blind hook, and it like this is what I said.
It was it was blindish. I mean, he could have kind of guessed he was going to do that in terms of where he was going to
Yeah, but he
TP. He was
still
going
had to hit it. Like,
to, yeah.
it's impressive. I did say Manly Man Pudge was a good Pudge, and he's not proven me
No, it's a
wrong
good.
yet.
It seems a good budge. Yeah, he seems to be kicking shit up. Got a
Double damage
profit.
on Weaver in the top lane. They're pinging out this Spirit Bear with the Zapped as well.
This,
He's in
this,
the
guy-
area. It brings his
this
Spirit
guy's
back, but
dead
I don't
again.
think
Yeah.
they need it. Double damage on the Weaver with a Germinate attack. No Savage Roar. It will use a bit too late. Monster kill now on Weaver. And that is 50 gold for Desolator 11 minutes into the game. They're pinging out in the spot lane though. They've managed to find Manly Man. The squad's going to come in with the Electric Vortex and the 910 bashes. 17% you say it's going to happen. They do not let the deny happen. That's a double kill for squad actually. As he managed to finish off the Witch Doctor before. I didn't see that one happening. I do apologise. Squad, the only member on the Radiant who's actually managing to keep up with the Dire in terms of farm. Weaver on 5k and Darkseer on 4.7. We didn't talk about late game.
No, it
Should
did to
we?
an extent. I think the Radiant has good late game, very good late game. This is why
Oh,
Dire are getting so aggressive, sacking.
Zap being charged, and there's a TP in
He's,
from Prophet
he's
as well. Is cancelling his right clicks to try and get the hit on him, and that might have actually proven a folly there, Noah, with the hook. Oh, there's not say the hook. I didn't even mean to say the hook. I meant with the sprite, but there's the hook from Manly Man. Tungler shows up now with Petit on row. He will dismember this Vertbreaker, but I don't think he has enough damage to finish him up. The coconut flying through though. There's the Death Ward. Absolute beast from the Witch Doctor. Completely turning that fight on its head, and there's the Desolator on Neon, proving to do so much damage it scares off squad and the bear. Like, the bear's not even safe now, but that looked like it was going to be a clean sweep up for the Radiant, but in comes Witch Doctor and with a perfect Death Ward turns that fight on its head.
yeah, that's the Witch Doctor effect, pretty much. Yeah, it's good play.
You say it's the Witch Doctor effect, but you rarely see something that good from Witch Doctor. I don't know if the hero's fallen off. Actually, missed that. Should not stop paying attention to top lane as he managed to finish off Petit again. Storm Spirit in a whole heap of trouble. He's getting away from the Sakuchi Neon, but he has no mana. And with a Terminate attack, that is a dead Storm Spirit. Godlike for Neon. That Desolator, that early pickup proving too much for the Radiant cores to deal with. And it's
really
13
bad
to
death.
21.
Really bad death for Radiant as well. Storm Spirit's only one currently up in the net worth chart. One of the core kind of late gamers that they need at the moment. So yeah, not going great for the Radiant, to be perfectly honest.
If we look at the net worth, it's nearly 6k in favour of the Dire, 4k in terms of XP as well, so excuse me, while not the greatest net worth lead we've seen for any team by any means, it doesn't bode well. They have a team that's capable of catching up, right?
They have a team that's capable of catching up, but at the moment, if they decide to go on mid now, they're going to be 3 towers down at 13 minutes. Not disastrous, but it does kind of just...
If Petit gets found again by Neon, this could be just the end. He hasn't even got his Dragon Lance, just phase boots on this poor Spirit Bear. Where's his bear? Is his bear dead? Has he just not spawned it? Is it dying too much? Is it in the base? Oh, there it is.
It's a bot lane where stuff is happening.
It's the bot lane where stuff is happening. Prophet's being caught out. All you need is yourself. All you need is some protection from Desolator, my friend. Wicked, godlike, double kill. Corey as well, just taking advantage of the fact that the Pudge has found the Spare Breaker. He's going to try and get some right clicked up, but there's nothing that you can be doing. Move over, says Manly Man.
There's a DD bot for the Weaver as well.
There's a TD bot for the Weaver as well, as Zapped and Henry bot siege this mid tier 1, the last tier 1 standing for the Radiant. Jungler's done nothing this game, has he? Tungler needs to step it up. Is Tungler gonna die? If I say that, is Tungler gonna die? He manages to get a purge on him. He just melts.
Two hitter.
Lol. He just makes a double damage Weaver with Desolator and Germinate attack. It was just ugh. This is getting a bit too out of hand, I feel. Like, this is snowballing far too much.
It's more the issue that once the towers start going down, they don't have the... don't know what you would really call it, I suppose just the... space to actually farm
Oh,
up.
there's a hook in the bottom lane onto Squad. No, it's not Squad, it's Squad jumping in. Sorry, I just saw him go flying, but he's actually realising there's not a whole lot he can do. So now he's going to TP in and he's going to get the Purifying Flames. Not Purifying Flames, Fortune End onto Zap. Now there's a TP in from All You Need Is Yourself, but Maledict is taking Squad down really low. He needs to be careful. He actually has enough health zipping through the wall. He's lucky his Legend can go there, but the Coconut bounces onto him with a right click from Henry Bot. Storm Spirit will fall as well. Meantime, 910 falls to Ember Spirit on the other side of the map. They do get the kills on Darkseer and Witch Doctor, but Squad maybe should have backed out a little there as he ends up falling himself
Yeah.
in a trade that you cannot see as worth it for the Radiant.
Yeah, I mean, I would tend to play quite defensive, so I can't really make an exact call on it, but that just seemed kind of, he just needed to walk back and just heal up. Whiffed hook, Neon's going to try and come in, but just too much space. Oh, Lundre's going aggressive for some reason.
They need to. They need to try and get kills. They can't sit back. Like, we were talking about Radiant's ability to farm up this map once their towers are gone. They have a Nature's Prophet. So they do have that essence of split push, but they do have Ember Spirit, who's a highly mobile hero, easily capable of swapping those trees up. Storm Spirit can kind of farm, he's got his zip zap so he can escape from danger if he can see it coming. But Lone Druid, he's the main casualty here. Actually, he's getting pinged out by Neon. There is a Pudge in the general area, and actually the swarm scares off the Lone Druid before the Pudge hook could land, so Petit getting lucky there is going to get himself out alive. Going to be a jump in from Storm Spirit, really brave though. His Manly Man's still there, so just remember going into the right clicks. There is ultimate there used from Weaver, so he is going to be back. No time lapse for another 46 seconds, and with a TP in there from Nature's Prophet, but another hook meant to save the Weaver actually hits onto Squad. So all you need is yourself gets the godlike spree on Neon, 851 gold, and that's the beginning of what could possibly be a turn here for the Radiant. They're chasing down Corey and Manly Man. Spirit Breaker, Dom gets the charge onto Pudge. The hook trying to stop the charge doesn't actually land. Is there Spirit Breaker ultimate? There is. They will wait and see what they can use here. The hook does land onto Nature's Prophet, but he has his blade mail up, so there's not a whole lot he can really do there. Ember Spirit having to Ember Spirit away, being chased down by just a Lone Druid. However, in the bot lane, there is a split push there from Zapped and Henry Bot. TP in from Spirit Breaker. He's going to try and find Henry Bot. There is a Maledict straight away down, but no Coconut target, so he's just going to have to run away. The Ion Shell doing a lot of damage, and there you go. There's your ultimate, but it's instantly cancelled by the charge from the Spirit Breaker. The wall goes down just onto the Spirit Breakers again, but he will fall. Mechanism used by Darkseer to try and save this Witch Doctor and the Darkseer as the rest of the Radiant teams fly on. And here comes Squad. He's flying through. He will get his last attack onto Darkseer, who will kill him. Henry Bot forced the Glimmer Cape up. There is All You Need Is Yourself and Tunger. They are here, so when Henry Bot comes out of the invis, they will eventually see him. There is a Fortune's End and Purifying Flames that will bring him down low and keep him there. So there's a dominating string on All You Need Is Yourself. But here comes Neon. He's deciding if this is worth coming into. He's going to get the bugs out. The Swarm are there. Big damage onto the Storm Spirit. He will finish off next round before he can TP out, and Tunger is in huge danger. He will fall as well. That's a double kill. Actually, the first one going the way of the Radiant in general. Here's and the hook from Manly Man. It looked like it was going so well for the Radiant. They were slupping up kills, but Manly Man says no. The hammer comes down, and Neon does get the double kill eventually, bringing down Storm Spirit, Prophet, and Oracle. And that's unfortunate because Storm Spirit had just picked up his Bloodstone. Your turn.
Yeah, at the moment it's just, yeah, that was a mana issue on the Storm. Kind of pulled himself out, and then
Corey going forward, he gets a Spirit Breaker into the Searing Chains, and with the Manly Man and Neon, the right clicks coming through with the Swarm on him, the minus armor, he's going to earn charge himself up, but he's got the Veil on him, and they're Dismember used just to kill him, but it is a kill. And another one falling for the Radiant.
Yeah, Witch Doctor ult up. I think they really should push this out, try and just get that first bottom tower / bottom racks. Ember going back on mid, he's gonna regen up and then come back on bottom.
Storm's getting the Vortex, Henry Bot's in trouble here, yes, there we go, the attack damage from Overload is enough to kill off the Witch Doctor.
Witch Doctor may be a bit too far forward there, I guess. I mean, that's the only reason I can see him getting caught out by the Storm.
The net worth had actually swung down drastically after that great passage of play for the Radiant. It had gone down from around 7.5k to just under 5k, but it's now starting to swing back in the favour of Dire. It's not a huge lead by any means. The Radiant are by no means out of it. They just need to go back to the point we were making before everything happened. Find space for Lone Druid. How do they do that? Especially seeing he's being hunted by Pudge as we speak. What can they do to get this bear farmed?
They need to split push with the Prophet. You start diverting attention. Start trying to get a split push on the lane, so you have to go send at least 1 or 2 people to defend that. Set up some defensive wards so you can see people entering the jungle, and then try and play it by that.
Oh,
killing
Pudge
the
killing
Prophet.
Prophet in the mid lane. 9-10, 9-10 charging through. I don't think he saw Neon, but now he's going to certainly know that he's there. Taking the Shakuchi damage. He does have Squad in tow. There is no Lincoln Sphere on this Weaver, so with the Electric Vortex and the ultimate from the Storm Spirit, it was no from the Pudge, it was nearly enough. The Pudge managed to hook 9-10, 9-10. He's going to charge back into the rot and will fall, but they're going on to Neon here. Do they have detection? They don't, so they can't actually see where he's Shakuchi'd away to. Running through into the mid lane, he's going to run into the warming grasp of Zapped with those Guardian Greaves. No, just mech. So they will lose 9-10, 9-10 in profit. There's the coconut bouncing onto Petit. Ah, nice fack onto 2 and the bear, and this is absolutely going to decimate both Petit and Squad. And Manly Man finding Oracle as well. He's going to take a. He's got Purifying Flame. No, Purifying Flame. He's got Fortune's End. No, not Fortune's End. He's got. What's it called? False Promise up, but he's going
False
to fall.
promise. Yeah, this could be the turning point here. I mean, the respawn timers are relatively quick, but they could just take mid here. Once one of these lanes drops, that's where you're going to have serious issues.
Oh, Storm Spirit hooked. It was a Vag, but it
Oh,
was enough. He managed to get himself away, but he's in huge danger. If Squad dies again with 7 Bloodstone charges, it's going to be a horrible place for Storm Spirit to be in, especially seeing as their tier 3 is being charged just now. The Desolator providing so much damage. They don't have much traditional right click between them just now. Squad charging all the way in, actually. They didn't nearly fun off Neon, but there is a time lapse just in time. Squad calling GG well played as he is falling as well. 9-10, 9-10 surely did. Another Vag there from Zab. Perfect. Killing off another 3 heroes in the Radiant, and I'm pretty sure that GG well played will be followed through.
yeah.
Oh, cancelled. Looks like it's cancelled, but Tungo dead. No, it is followed through to fruition. So it will be a Team Grandiosa victory. Only 21 minutes in. Come on, guys, can we get a decent in-house? This is a bit ridiculous. Not much to say. Again, an aggressive tri-lane just proving to be the deciding factor.
We're blaming the draft.
Get the fuck out of here.
He's just mid on my
We're
life.
still
Team
streaming.
feeds their
We're
tits
still
off.
streaming.
Fuck
Get the
off.
fuck out of here. Right, sorry, I do apologise if I moved it out of the channel, but we're going to take a quick break. Hopefully we'll get another in-house up. Stay tuned for that. I'm sure, Mark, you have no objections to casting again with me, do you, bud?
No, apart from the lag I'm getting in the in-house games, like
well.
it's actually a bit ridiculous. But yeah, I'll cast another. I can't really be arsed playing.
Excellent. So bear with us. We're back very shortly for yet another in-house game. And that's actually a nice place to take that there as the music ends and we're into our fourth in-house draft of the evening. Let me get these scenes transitioned for you nicely. There we go. No, wait, where's the drafting screen? There we go. Bam, there's the in-house. We are back. I am joined by Mark. I will unmute myself so you can hear me. Mark, how are you doing, buddy? We're into our next draft.
Not too bad. Not too bad.
Not too shabby, not too shabby. Wonderful. What to expect from these teams now? This actually is big swing of players.
I'm not expecting the same shit, just chaos. If I'm perfectly honest, it's too many
Same
teams
shit, different teams. The question that's burning a hole in my mind is, will we get a game that will go past the 25-minute mark?
If there's any actual plan behind the teams, then
Ooh, harsh. Shots fired by No Chrono. Get a plan behind your draft before you play, boys, and you might make it past 25 minutes. Well, actually, there we go. There's a little bit of a change up here in terms of the pace of the play. There's a Slardar ban. He's pretty, he's featured in every single in-house so far. And only now has someone decided to ban him.
Yep, Timbersaw ban.
What does that suggest to you?
Probably just want a very safe lane, pretty much.
It says strength core to me. It says that 12 years award bitch wants. Oh my god, that's so offensive. It says to me they want to go full in the meta, that full strength core lineup, right all up in your face, like the Life Stealers, the Spirit Breakers, just that beefy lineup.
I don't know. It's hard to say. I mean, it's not particularly fun playing against Timbersaw. There's not too many other offlaners that can be a bigger pain in the dick. Like, they may just want a very easy, safe lane. Often to worry about killing the offlane. There's a Lich. I mean, okay. This could be a really boring game after all. We'll see.
Lich. It's an odd one. Like, when was the last time you considered Lich a good hero? Like, not to say he's a bad hero. You know those biscuits you used to get as a kid, party rings? I just realised he looks like he has a party ring around his neck. But that's beside the point. Quick picks here, but I'm going to go back to Lich. When did you ever feel that Lich was actually a great pick as a hero?
I think he can go well forward. I mean, if you expect a very clumped up team fight, then obviously firing out the ult's good. There is multiple. It's not so much that Lich is a bad hero. He's just a very vanilla hero. He doesn't do any particular thing particularly well.
He's like plain milk.
The advantages you're going to get with Lich, which have been slightly fucked over by the Darkseer, is that you can deny creeps, but you're not really going to want to do it against Darkseer. That just encourages them to push. The armor's actually very good. I can't remember how it scales.
It's up to 6, I think. It doesn't go too high.
No, it's up to 9.
9. Well, that's still like. If a team wants to minus your armor, it's nothing. If there's no minus armor, it's a lot, but it's not hard. It's not easily. I'm sorry, what was I trying to say? It's not difficult to overcome that if you have certain heroes in your lineup. Be like a Slardar, a Vengeful Spirit, or a hero with a medallion, or what's the next one? Solar Crest. Like, it seems more of a good thing against teams that don't have a way of getting rid of your armor than counteracting teams that do.
There's two things you can do. Either you deny the creeps on the mid lane coming in, so your middle, you basically deny the range creeps. So
give your insta advantage.
So if they play into that, then yeah, that's fairly smart. On the off lane, it's not. I wouldn't say it's not as effective, but you're more concerned about your mid laner getting an advantage than you are about the off laner getting denied a range creep. That should be happening if you have some sense of lane control anyway. So that's kind of where it points out to me. I wouldn't like to think it's just because they're looking for an easy hero to play. I don't really think it's that. It just depends what they couple it with. The Pudge pick alongside it doesn't really. I don't feel much kind of.
It's just no. It's because it's Harry. Like, that's the only reason. Like, Harry just plays a really fucking good Pudge. Like, I get it. It doesn't make sense to always putting heroes together. Like, oh, how does this hero synergize with this one? That's generally how you win a game. It's by having a synergized team draft. But if you have a player that can play a hero to its full potential and well, why not suffer a little bit of your synchronicity for just good plays?
I suppose. I do half feel they could really do with picking a void though on the offlane.
I would like
Like
to see that. That's a hero that's fallen out of the meta, like very ungracefully. So, like he's just kind of exploded.
I don't think he exploded recently. He's always been solid over the past, just rough estimate, probably over the past 6 to 8 months. Really transitioned into the offlane. Um, just very good setup, very good control, and obviously is a relatively easy to play slash safe offlaner. One of the reasons why they may not want to pick him up here is because literally just because of the disruptor. Um, the disruptor can glimpse you back in lane if you're trying to kill the void, so it's actually relatively good counter to that. Um, Also with the chrono setup, if you can just set up a static field inside that, or do whatever you want, really, you can glimpse the void back or set up a static field if there's other people in that. So I don't think the void's going to be a pickup. I think it's slightly too much risk involved in
Yeah,
that.
I mean, like you talk in terms of the Chronosphere, disrupted such a good pick with Faceless Void because you just swam that static storm in on top, or like just before it ends, and
I think
it works equally the other way. But
I, th-
a Vengeful Spirit pick. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about the fact that they already have what we would presume to be the two supports. Is this going to be another Vengeful Spirit carry game?
that could be, yeah. But I mean, if they want to play a aggro ranged game, I mean, they get the pick after this pick from the Radiant, and you could just pick up a Drow, and that's a really effective lineup
Well, I mean,
against the Darkseer, against
what?
Juggernaut, and
Yeah,
against
I was gonna
Disruptor.
say that's kind of like a fuck you to the Juggernaut, right? Because what one of Juggernaut's biggest strengths in the early game is to have that Blade Fury to get away from incoming spells to give himself the immunity. But if you have heroes like the Venge, who has quite a high right click gain to begin with, it's kind of like, hey, you can make yourself immune, but you ain't immune to my right clicks.
Yeah, that is basically it. Juggernaut's main weaknesses, in my opinion, are basically magic immune right
This
clicks.
is
Not magic
coming
immune right
from a
clicks, sorry.
Juggernaut spammer, by the way, folks. This man knows his Juggernaut. I believe the most played hero
To an
by
extent,
like
at
a
a
hundred
3k
games or
level.
something.
It's more than 100. Let me just bring up the stats. It's probably way more than that.
I reckon if you spam Jugger, you could make it high. You can make it high. But let's
There's
we've got an
two,
Ogre
two,
Magi pick in an instant. Oh wait, say two what?
226 Juggernaut games on a 64.6% win rate.
Well, there you go, folks. That's a win rate. That's a successful win rate.
There you go.
But no, Chrono's
Um,
bragging aside, we got an instant Ogre Magi. Well, not an instant, a delayed Ogre Magi into an instant Storm Spirit pick from 12 Years of Ward, bitch. There's even questionably a decision to pick a Storm Spirit into a Disruptor, and now there's an Ogre Magi as well. That's one
I
form of
will.
lockdown into what is essentially one of the best Storm Spirit counters in the game.
I have a feeling it's the Ogre Magi was a pickup, literally just so the Dire couldn't have it. Maybe. I mean, it might not be the case, but
Okay,
if you have
yeah.
a heavy right
The
click
Ogre
based
Magi
team and you
makes
have Ogre
sense.
Magi behind it,
Like the Ogre Magi pick makes sense because it's a decent support and it busts up your character, so busts up the Jugger. I'm talking about the Storm Spirit pickup here. That is where I am most concerned and kind of flabbergasted, shall we say. What do you think the thought process behind that pick is?
at a base level, probably just a chase on the Darkseer, but that's not a good area to be going towards, so I don't think it's that. Um, I, I'm relatively sure Storm Spirit ult will break Juggernaut ult. Anything that generally is able to go high distances at a high speed. I think Storm Spirit's immune during the ult anyway, so I'll auto break the Juggernaut ult. Still going to hit on Venge, Pudge, and Lich, though, who are going to be very easy to kill with the Juggernaut ult, so I don't think that's really worth it. But no, I don't personally think it's a good pickup. Storm's not particularly good early. He's not, you know, I guess with the extra right click from the Venge passive, you have a bit of damage there. It doesn't seem to really match up with much, though. I don't generally see that as a good pickup. And at the same time, I don't see the Ogre pickup as being particularly good either. I think the Ogre, like, if you're picking the Ogre to have some stun behind the Juggernaut, um, it'll work with the Disruptor because you can stun him and just set up a kinetic field, so you literally can just hold someone in place and blade free them. But I, I, in a weird way, I would have rather just seen the Crystal Maiden pick up personally. But if you're really going down that route, but it could literally just be to give the Bloodlust to the Juggernaut, which is relatively legit, I guess. I don't know.
What? Okay. This was something that I believe Cloud9 were doing before Envy moved to Secret, was the safe lane Razor, and that was a long, long, long time ago. Razor as a hero has kind of fallen off. I actually was talking about this earlier when you were playing Juggernaut up against the Razor in the mid lane. I was like, I'm incredibly amazed at how well you managed to deal with having a Razor in your lane, because we assumed that Razor v melee was like insta lane win, but now we're kind of confused as to where, if this could be a safe lane Razor? Is this like,
It is. Well,
but what are
actually,
the merits of having a traditional mid hero being your safe lane carry? Because this is one of Lich, Pudge, or Venge has to be an off lane, right?
the funny thing is that the Razor and the Storm Spirit are kind of interchangeable on mid and safe lane. Granted, it's not particularly common, but in this game, you could play them in either role. If it's going to be an Invoker mid, then I would rather personally take. Yeah, I'd probably rather take the Razor, to be honest. The Razor passive, where you cast spells and them would slow you and do a bunch of other crap, would be good to deal with an aggressive Invoker. Storm Spirit doesn't really have that ability as much. I'd say it'd be quite easily killed by an Invoker in the early game.
All right. Anyway,
But
let's do what we haven't done yet. Let's hold on. Let me fix this mouse settings. Have I got it? I got it. No, I've got some fancy ass camera settings now. Let's go through the teams. We have not introduced the players as such yet. I'll go through the region. I don't know what their team actually is called. MM Fan Club apparently, but we have Tungler is on your disruptor. 910 Dom the man on the Ogre Magi. Zasa the man spamming the cold snap as your mid invoker. Squad on the Juggernaut, changing his role up from mid to safe lane carry, and Corey, who was a mid Ember Spirit from the last in-house, is now on your offlane Darkseer. If you want to talk us through the Dire Mark, who are called, what are they called?
12 years of word, bitch.
12 years. Actually, shall we talk about them? Should we? No, yeah, don't talk about them. Nothing's gonna happen.
Let's check ball later.
Is it?
Razor's walking into
Holy
death.
shit, Petit, what are you doing? You get slowed up by Ignite. Squad yet to skill. No, he's skilled up the Blade Fury, and with the Igniter on top, there's nothing he can do. He's going to get brought down by Squad in an easy start for this safe lane Juggernaut. I'm not entirely sure what Petit was doing, and looking at Storm Spirit standing block in the mid lane, that is obviously the safe lane the off lane aggro try carry Razor falling for first blood. What is going on?
Well, he walked high ground, so he wouldn't have seen the two of them anyway. So I think they were just generally trying
Yeah,
to
I know. Right, quickly,
complete the ball in.
take us to the. Let's go.
Oh god. Uh, Neon's on Lich, on Venge we got Henry Bot, on Pudge we got Manly Man again, on Razor we got Petite, and on Storm Spirit we got Paul. I got the Storm Spirit safe lane, which is what I expected. And then got this aggro try going on, which, I mean, I don't know how this is going to go, because with the Juggernaut magic immunity, that's a semi-big deal. You don't have that level of lockdown. Walks forward though and gets caught out. That's pretty easy kill. Not too sure what
Yep.
the plan was there. I mean, Ogre can be aggressive, just not against Strylane.
Well, this is the thing. You have to balance the tankiness of your hero against the what you can actually do. And again, this is the most important thing. How I feel. However, we see Manly Man in this bottom lane on this Pudge again an aggro try, and he's been involved. Like there seems to be this kind of level of fuck you, get her up.
He's
Like
got
Tungler again. Like he's been harassing Tungler since the last in-house. I'm pretty sure Oracle Tungler has like flashbacks to Manly Man, but. Actually, this is the hold on. This is the exact same offlane.
Alright,
It
okay.
was no, it was Henry Bot on Witch Doctor, Manly Man on Pudge, and Neon on Weaver. But now they've changed teams. But I think this is the Manly Man death there. There's a glimpse back, but he's a tanky Pudge actually. Tungler running into tower range nearly to get a right click. Instead of maybe turning his attention onto Neon. Um, I missed everything there. So it's a mid Razor and an offlane safe lane Storm up against Darkseer.
Uh, yeah, I mean, as far as last hits go, Storm seems to be doing okay at the moment.
Oh, bear the
Um,
last hits.
yeah, 13-6 for Storm, 9-2 for Razor. A lot of guys on the board don't have any. Okay, Sports no last hits. Who's on the safe lane? Okay, that's Storm Sphere. Okay, so it's actually the Razor versus the who's Invoker who's 3 for 0. So not going particularly well for the Invoker.
I was just watching, so we were confused as to what the lanes were. Like when we saw the Vengeful Spirit, she was drafted up, and it looked like maybe she would be the safe lane carry. And then we saw the Storm Spirit pick up, and we were like, oh, it's a Storm Spirit mid. And then there was a Razor, so we're like, where the hell are they going? So a really innovative kind of laning stage from the Dire. Whether it's going to pay off for them will need to be seen. As 910 is going to get the ignite from the Thunderstrike onto Henry, but he's in big danger, taken really low, especially seeing the Orb of Venom is there, and there's the glimpse, and it brings it right back into Squad's glimpse. I reckon he would be happy if he got the right click there, but Tungler will take the kill. He was the one that kind of made that all happen there, but
Yeah, the Disruptor might play a big part in this defensive Charlie and the ability to drag him back. I mean, it's always hard to gauge these things to begin with. I mean, for example, see like Pudge going on over here.
yeah, they're
But
trying to trade. Actually, with the magic missiles, a big load of damage. Squad's on half health. He's going to Blade Fury up with the Thunderstrike as well. And Manly Man, he's tanking really low. The rest of them trying to go into 910. He's out. He's safe. So is Pudge as well. So it's going to be like a back off from both teams. Actually, they're still going. Neon with the right clicks. He might get it with one more. Yes, he does. There's the kill. Going the way of the Dire this time. Neon will kill 910. So the tanky Ogre, tanky no more. Um, Oh, the Thunderstrike though, if they get one more click, a couple of neutral attacks there, that might bring Neon down enough. Yes, it is. The range creeps getting the right clicks onto Neon, making sure he will eventually fall in the Lich. So a bit of a weird trade here. Watching mid lane actually, Zaza getting a lot of health. He's actually taunting if he runs away from Petit in the mid lane. Minus 112 damage. I'm watching the bot lane again. Actually, something is still happening. 910's on the Dire side. He's going to stun up and ignite Manly Man. He's almost assuredly dead. Yes, Squad will get the right click there. Bloodlust it up. He attacks fast and he attacks strong. Holy smokes.
yeah, really didn't get a lot out of it here. I just want to check skill build, see if that's yeah. I mean, Lich probably needs to get at least a point in armor. If they're going to try and run this aggro trial, then you need armor to back that up, especially in the early game where that um, difference means a higher percentage increase. Obviously, it decreases as you get more and more. It's kind of like a diminishing effect. But in the early game, if you can add it on, even if it's like 3 armor, it's still just that difference between death and life, effectively.
I agree.
Venge also, granted, she's only level 2, but she's going to have to kind of balance this aura with the general stun and wave of terror. Probably going to want to go something along the lines of 2-1-2, probably.
Let's pay a little bit of attention to this offlane stash safe lane. Paul is currently the last hits leader on the board, nearly 10 ahead of his counterpart Razor in the mid lane. Actually has Manly Man coming in for a little bit of assistance, but I think the Darkseer saw it and instantly surges himself away. There's 14 last hits difference in between the safe lane Storm and Darkseer. And normally you want your Storm to be safely mid lane because, oh god, Neon kills Tunga in the bot lane. There's a whole heap going on there. Squad get the right click onto Henry bot there. He will die as well. Neon falling on the Lich as well. So while they do manage to kill off the Disruptor, 2 supports falling and both kills going to Juggernaut, it's not really worth it for the Radiant side.
It's not remotely worth it. Yeah. And also, Fen just went 2 points in Wave of Terror, which is pretty bad. That's 1 more point in armor reduction. Doesn't really go for shit. You just need that 12% damage bonus from the aura. So I don't know whether that was a misclick or just not thinking about it.
Right,
As far as the
anyway,
offlane,
back to the
the
offlane,
offlane,
right?
the offlane.
I
Right,
was gonna
well,
say you want your Storm Spirit to be mid because he gets the solo XP and the farm. However, have the Dire done a good kind of lane setup, giving Paul this one-on-one against the Darkseer and having their own mid laner in its sense in the Razor. Does this benefit them in the long term greater having two essentially safe lane high farming cores?
in terms of the general strategy, it's hard to say. I mean, Storm is getting a big advantage, which you would expect to an extent. But that level of advantage is quite above what I would expect it to be. So I think they made a good choice in putting that Storm mid, or sorry, on the safe
Bot
lane.
lane, sorry, there's a stun onto the Lich and the Vengeful Spirit. She's dead. Ogre will turn with his light. Squad is blade freeing through all of this. Another Thunderstrike as well. There's the crit. The crit making sure there is no deny there from the Pudge. So two falling for the Dire and one for the Radiant. And again, as we see in the BGL in-house UkDota2Cup League, it's just safe lane slash aggro tri lane nonsense. Actually, in the mid lane though, Stormspirit's going to zap forward onto the Invoker. 910 has shown up in response. He's going to stun up the Stormspirit inside the tower range. There is a nice stacking field there from the Razor. It's not going to hit onto too much plasma field, my apologies. Paul going to get forward with the right clicks. It's not enough more for Ball Lightning. Well, he can Ball Lightning, but he ain't going to get too far. But Manly Man turning up to clean out the dregs. He hooks onto the Pudge. Perfect. He hooks onto the Ogre, sorry. Perfect from the Pudge. So,
Petit just like threw away a chance for a kill there.
Who's
He
Petit?
had the Razor. He had like plasma field off 2 seconds cooldown, and the Invoker was within range, and I would have killed him. Maybe he got scared, thought maybe the Radiant were coming in on the other side, and didn't want to die, but that seemed like a pretty obvious kill.
Oh, is this gonna get Tornado EMP'd? No, does not manage to run out of the way, so...
No, he got EMP'd.
Yeah, so he doesn't manage. That's actually huge for a mid laner at this point in the game. Like, you need your mana. The bottle can cover it for a little bit, but to lose that much...
Tungler...
Where's Tungler?
They get the courier flying, so that's not going to die, but
Henry Boss absolutely gubbed, getting drawn into Zaza and Tungler and 910 and Squad. She's going to try and deny herself to neutrals. Can she do it with a tornado? No. Zaza gets a last hit with a tornado. Nicely done. The Squad is going to take the advantage to farm up that Mud Golem camp. When in Rome.
Invoker going the Wax build. Yeah, I think that's pretty obvious one. Just get the MP on top of the Storm. If you can land it, then great. That's absolutely going to destroy the Storm.
Is it good to have one of your heroes completely build themselves to counter just one of the enemy team?
When it's a Storm Spirit, I think it's fine. At the end of the day, it'll counter the other ones as well.
Oh, Tanga in the bot lane, he got hooked, he got frost blasted, he is dead. There's nothing much the Squad can do, and that's his Squad might be in a little bit of danger. He's going to use the ultimate, perfectly played from them, unstoppable he is now. Vengeful Spirit not even able to get the stun off, and she takes the full brunt of the Omni Slash damage. The rest of them are going to try and chase the Ogre Magic and the blood up Squad, but he's like, nah, you know what mate, I got my kill, I'm more than happy just to farm up. That was some good Juggernaut play, you know?
Yeah, no, spacing was good. Went for it when he had to go for it. Whenever you know, we'll get on too much of a rant on it. Most people know how to play Juggernaut at a basic level. You try and get that separation between creep waves to do the ult, and that's exactly what he had. So he did it, and he got the kill. So yeah, Scott's playing fine. He's building this helm with the Dominator, I think.
Yeah, it's the new carry item. It's like the new semi-carry item. I didn't read too much into it as to why it's good as a mid-player in inverted commas, but
no, it's basically the stats are just really good. Really
Henrybot's going to see him from the high ground. Magic Missile out. He is going to get bloodlust again with a Blade Fury already off cooldown. The Ice Blast will come through. Oh no, in the first Nova, the hook from Pudge there is there, and the damage goes through because it's pure, not magical, but Squad's too fast. They're going to chase away. 910 going to become the focus of the attention of the Dire heroes, but here comes Zaza with a tornado into an EMP. He's going to destroy the mana for both Henrybot and Manly Man. Manly Man manages to deny himself off, but the Thunderblast tick is onto the Vengeful Spirit, and again the Blade Fury from Squad, perfectly done. Will kill off the Lich. There you go. Plasma field though from Petit. There you go. So I need to burp that entire time. But that plasma field just at the right time, the right execution. Bam.
Yeah, no. To be fair though, compliments to Juggernaut for he could have walked away there and went back. He was on pretty low health, but he did the ballsy play and it paid off.
Mark.
I'm actually interested.
Mark, look at the last hits denies. Look who's top, and look by how much.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's actually not as much as it was previously. So it's 76-14 on Storm, but it's also 62 on the Darkseer.
But it's a
So,
Darkseer as opposed to a Storm. Like,
plus
which hero do
Darkseer,
you feel needs more farmed? More farm.
um, I mean, obviously in the general sense, Storm needs it more, but I'm also impressed because Darkseer is going to want to build up that mech, and that will help them a lot in the early game. So, I'm still happy enough. I mean, I think it's funny enough just purely because the Storm Spirit left lane, went mid, rotated a bit, and that gave the Darkseer so much space to do that. Before that, the Storm was just taking down waves whenever he Ion Shelled, so he wasn't getting any farm for it. Whether he wanted to keep it that way or not, I mean, that's just the kind of decisions you have to make when playing the game.
I'm actually kind of surprised at how far away Storm is from his Bloodstone. He has the mana boots, so that's 900 gold taken away. 1.2. Oh god, missed it in the bot lane. Actually, no, it was the mid lane. It's a solo kill, but I'm going to watch 910 as both Pudge and Henrybot are chasing after it. It's a hook onto squad though. Dismember didn't come out. He's not level 6, that's why. But with the magic missile, he will kill off the Juggernaut. That's another death for him in quick succession. The Lich ultimate, the Chain Frost, not really bouncing too much, but it did the initial damage that will make enough of a matter for them to kill off the ogre as well. But Zaza's now coming, but here comes Paul. He's got all this farm. Tornado instantly from Zaza and a nice ghost walk from Invoker. He's going to pretty much condemn Tungler to die. Or is he? Corey instantly come in with a surge and the ion shell. He's going to take down Visual Spirit with the the urn charge on top of that. But here comes Petit. It's like a wrestling ring. Everyone just introduces themselves one after the other. He has a right click damage after Static Storm to finish off the Invoker. He's inside Static Storm, sorry, and he will now die. I meant Static Link, and Static Storm will finish off the Razor. And so many heroes dying there. That was literally like one of those fucking Royal Rumble shits where like literally every wrestler comes in one after the other to kind of clear up the other ones. But I'm not even sure who that favours. I think Razor fell, Storm Spirit didn't die, Invoker and Juggernaut both died. I think that favours a Dire.
Possibly, I just want to point out your voice is coming through on client now as well for some reason. So I can hear you in client and hear you
Oh,
in
my
Discord.
echoing. Oh. It should be fine for the stream.
I need to find a way to mute you then.
No, I've turned it off. I've turned it off. Should be fine for the stream. I apologise if it isn't. It's 30-second delay anyway, so it should not be too bad for too long if it was. Manly Man running into 910. He has Cory up and back up. Ignite slowing down the Pudge, but I'm pretty sure this is going to be a disengage. Let's look at some items that are coming out. Storm Spirit, he is 1.2k plus 1.1, about 400 gold away from his Bloodstone. 40 minutes in, not the greatest timing. I know that Storm Spirits can achieve that at 13 to 14 minutes if they are mid. Their other carry, the Venge. Is she the carry? She's kind of dead though, getting igniting up an ion shell. Nice fact there from Corey. She magic missiles the ogre, but that's not where the damage is coming from. So killing spree on Corey now. Surges himself up, managed to surge himself up too far away from the Pudge hook. So I think he's going to be okay. Manly Man, a rare mishook there from the man himself.
I'm actually gonna go BRB.
He's gonna go for a P. I think, or I hope, not a smoke. Another mishook from Manly Man, that's really unfortunate. And again, Ignite and top of Thunderstrike. There's a lot of dot going on to this Manly Man Pudge. They managed to catch Neon inside the Static Storm as well. The Pudge will fall to all heroes though, so it's a 3-man kill. Petit turning up on the Razor, there's no Static Link damage yet. The Ogre, well I said the Lich comes flying out. It bounces twice onto 910, and again, a lucky creep bounce, but a nice Static Storm from Tungler is going to keep both the Vengeful Spirit and the Razor away from them at least. The Disruptor will glimpse back Neon, but it's not going to do too much. He will still eventually fall, so they will trade the life of the Pudge for both the Ogre and the Disruptor. A nice rotation there from Petit, realising he can get some shit done if he comes in. Pudge Paul on the Storm Spirit now has his Bloodstone. So it's a sub 15.5 minutes, not a terrible timing, a good timing. Like, in the grand scheme of things, it's a good timing for a Bloodstone. Now, basically what needs to happen is he either needs to farm up more items, as in an Orchid for the heroes like the Juggernaut, the Invoker, the Disruptor, or he needs to get involved in fights. But for that, he'll need his team, as there are pings in the mid lane, as we see Manlyman on the Pudge can see Zaza as a TP in from Lich into the EMP and the Tornado, but Petit is chasing no one, just chasing himself out of the way. A stun onto Paul on the Storm Spirit. He's going to zip back. He's going to zip into Tungler and Corey. He gets glimpsed back. He may want to run away from this as Static Storm will be coming off cooldown soon. Glimpse back into Zaza with the cold snap is damaged, but he can get onto the cliff. The wall is there, so they can see him. The Tornado will hit, but there is still enough mana for him to zap out. They're diving really deep. Where's the rest of his team? A nice hook there from Manlyman will eventually save Paul on the Storm Spirit, but there's still like no heroes from the dark side of here. Razor fell. I didn't see where, and Lich died as well. So the 5-man left from Radiant are going to just completely siege this tower. Bloodlusted up Juggernaut. He gets hard sometimes. We'll just make short work of that tower, and with some TPs bought to make sure that the rest of the dire heroes don't do too much damage onto this tier 1 in the bottom lane. The Radiant are looking pretty. No, this Static Storm used on Paul to stop him from advancing. He nearly killed off Tunga on the Disruptor. He's going to glimpse forward, but there's a whole load of heroes there. The Static Storm, the Stagling, or etc will kill him off. There's a Dismember onto the Pudge, and the last hit from the Frost Chain will destroy the Juggernaut as well. My camera went really fucky. I'm sorry. They're going to chase after Zan. It has been dusted up. I need a break. My words aren't working because I need a break. I'm sorry. What happened was Storm Spirit killed off the Disruptor with the Vortex. The Juggernaut died to the Dismember. Invoker was dusted, and the rest of the Dire finished him off. There we go. That was easy enough. So it went from being a favourable Radiant fight into a tier 1, tier 2 push. Did they get the tier 2? They did, but they also lost four heroes on the retreat, so I'm not sure how worth it was for them at the end of the day. If we look at the gold graphs, it's still 2k net worth difference at 18 minutes. That's not a whole lot, Mark.
No, I mean, before
Wall using the bot lane, what the fuck? Wall using the bot lane on a solitary Pudge, who there was no Vax, so he walked away from it.
Yeah, we're seeing some shitty Darkseer plays today. But
Oh, a swap onto Squad. He instantly gets a Blade Fury off, however it doesn't dispel Static Link, so Petit will be getting all of this damage on the Razor. A nice Tornado there from Zaza, stopping the initial encroachment from the Dire hero. So Petit does have that damage, but he will not be able to use it, and here they nearly lose Paul in a Static Storm from the Disruptor like we were talking about in the early game. A nice counter to Storm, however. An amazing hook from Manlyman will ensure that Paul can zap himself away. Omni Slash there coming out, all hits on Petit, literally all hits on Petit, and he will fall. Manlyman as well took one hit from the Omni Slash, but will the Squad fall? Squad will fall to the tower. Zaza diving this tower to get a kill onto the Pudge with a Tornado. Henry bot and Neon are left. There's the backup from Corey and 910. However, I don't think they're going to want to follow this through. Hunger isn't backup, so it is 4 versus technically 3. They do not have Storm Spirit. He went back to heal. They're pinging out Neon on the Lich. He has Ice Hammer up, so he's a little bit tanky. Henry bot though, half health, half mana. Zaza coming in from behind. He's got Cold Snap with the Urn Charge, with the EMP, and Corey coming in with one Darkseer slap. Will it finish him off? What will kill him? Ion Shell. That will kill him. Dominating streak on the Darkseer, and a tier 1 lost for the Dire side. So a lot of quick succession. Storm Spirit going in though. Tornado instantly. They were anticipating that. No Static Storm, but a nice vac into Ignite. Paul has some damage, but who's he going to cheat? He's going to go into the Ogre Magi with the Plasma Field from Invoker and the Dismember from Invoker, from Razor, and the Dismember from Pudge. They will manage to finish off the Pudge. Finish off the Ogre Magi, and he just stopped drinking. I do apologise. Static Storm is off the mark, at least for as far as Paul is concerned. He's already finished off the Disruptor on the top lines. Thunderstrike is taking him low, but a nice hook there from Manlyman. He's going to bring back Darkseer into the grass on the electric vortex of the Storm Spirit. However, Petit chasing away Squad on the Juggernaut, as he's done a lot of damage. There's nothing else. Zaza is now invis. Mark, this is hard. I should not have started drinking.
It's Friday night. What else are you gonna do? Yeah, I mean,
you got the gist of it, right? You got the gist of what happened there, yeah?
Sure. I think I zoned out halfway through, but yeah, I got the gist. No, I think Radiant's still kind of doing the dick swinging at the moment. They generally have this game in their favor, but they just need to not even stop throwing. They just need to be a slightly more, what's the word?
less shit?
No. Uh, Disciplined. That's the word. Disciplined. Yeah, they just need to be a bit more careful with it.
The
Uh,
Sunstrike on the Dire Sanctuary nearly finishing off Neon. He did manage to shrine up before he actually fell to it, which was pretty impressive from the Invoker. He had vision from this Observer Ward here. I think they thought it was. Oh, there's two orbs placed, Mark.
oh god.
Got it. Drawing a smiley face there. Right, let's talk about the game in general. We haven't had a chance to really sit back and talk about where we actually stand in terms of what's happening. Storm Spirit still top of the net worth chart, followed by three heroes on the Radiant, the Juggernaut, the Invoker, and the Darkseer. Razor falling a little bit behind, not too much, and the Venge, who was meant to be the semi-core slash, I guess, offlane carry, is falling way behind in terms of net worth. As it
Yeah.
stands, the Radiant have a bit of advantage. What do the Dire do?
Um, the sad thing is they can't really turtle. I don't think you really want to turtle against an Invoker in a jug. If you really want to put that much faith in the Storm Spirit, then you can, but the presence of the Disruptor is just too much of a boot in the face. You know, if he can get that ult off in the right place on the Storm Spirit is screwed. So, you know, if it was anyone else bar the Disruptor, I'd say, yeah, farm up the Storm Spirit. You might be able to get a few kills here and there. As far as what they need to do, I mean, they just need to pick a good fight. The issue I have with this kind of Dire setup is that there just isn't enough control. All the team fights that we've seen have been a bit chaotic. It's been a bit kind of all over the place. You got a very good punch.
Here's our time to see a synchronized team fight as a 5-man smoke from the Radiant team going into the Dire Ancient or the Dire Shrine. They're gonna find Manly Man. He's gonna be the brunt of this. Neon and Petit are gonna try and run in thinking there's maybe a little bit of an overextension, but it's not. It's the whole team. The Omnislash from Juggernaut is gonna finish off the Lich, the Pudge dying on the sidelines as well. So 2 quick kills for the Radiant team.
And that's what I was going to say.
Club.
That's what I was going to say. That Dark try and do is try and smoke and get something of a decent team fight going. I think the bare basics of what's happened is that they just didn't have the setup to execute the aggro try correctly. Whether it was a issue without the
Storm Spirit is zipping into the Roshan pit. Juggernaut instantly blade fearing as well. Invis rune on the storm, so he can maybe come back in if he's feeling really ballsy. No, it's not, it was a smoke. So he blinks in. Does he get the Aegis? No, it still goes to the Invoker, and Storm Spirit will fall. Bloodstone charges means he's instantly back. He TPs into the shrine area, swapped into the fight by Henry Bot. No, it wasn't. It was a late swapped in the fight by Henry Bot, and he has already fallen. Pudge on the Manly Man, and on the backlines there's already a death onto the bench. He's going to taunt away. And watching the bench is going to blink on by the Darkseer. Sunstrike from Invoker is going to miss. But there's 3 heroes from the Dire are actually leaving Juggernaut. That's the most important thing here. 3 heroes from the Radiant are chasing a Vengeful Spirit. In the meantime, Juggernaut and Ogre Magi fall to the Dire. So while chasing a kill on an insignificant support, I say insignificant, I don't mean that in a harsh sense, I mean not important in terms of like team fight kills, they lose Juggernaut and Ogre Magi. The Aegis is on Zaza, on the Invoker, so at the end of the day, a really good fight for the Dire. No, Invoker's going on Petit on the Razor. He's got the Ghost Walk, but there's a dust on Neon. They've learned the supports, they can dust shit up. All that's left for them is to actually find Zaza. They get the cycling for a second. He's still dusted. There you go. Neon's find him. Paul is on a killing spree. Managed to finish off the Disruptor on the backlines. Dust has run off on Zaza, however. They won't find him. He did have Aegis as well, so it was going to be a challenge to kill off both of him, but Paul's still chasing after Corey on the Darkseer. He's surged up, there's no mana left, he's bottling up. He's going to go for a rune as well to try and get any mana he can to finish this chase, but I don't think he can manage it. In the meantime, Petit's found Zaza. He's going to get the static link and the plasma field. The damage is there. He's sucking a lot of it with the deafening blast on no one. I'm not sure what was happening there. There was a nice vac onto 3, but with the Storm Spirit coming on with the Electric Vortex, there was nothing to happen with the fallout on the wall. And when the Manly Man dismember, the Invoker will fall as well. So a really nice passage of play there for the Dire. They managed to finish off the Juggernaut, the Ogre, the Darkseer, and the Invoker twice, and only losing, I believe, the Vengeful Spirit and the Pudge. Both their
Yeah,
kind of expendable heroes.
yeah, it's turning into Game of Thrones potentially.
You reckon?
I think so. There was no need for those kind of deaths to happen. I mean, as far as you were saying about the fight separation up on the Dire Shrine, I mean, I have a slight feeling, and I hope this is kind of where they were going, is that you want to kill off the Venge first to get rid of the aura that will take away so much DPS from the enemy team when you have 4 ranged heroes on the Dire. So that's a good idea. It's just you obviously don't want to separate your team out that much, so whether it was a communication issue of saying, let's go on Venge, while the Juggernaut had his own fight, which I feel is what.
Oh, they found Paul though. He's inside the Static Storm. He will Bloodstone himself to death. There is a deny there, so it's not going to cost him anything. Apart from those, well, not the charges, but the cooldown on Bloodstone. In the meantime, they're going to seize this tier 2. In comes Zaza, the only one to TP, and nice tornadoes onto a lot of the Dire heroes. However, the Ghostwalker is going to try and get an initiation. There's a back wall onto the Vengeful Spirit and the Lich. There's a nice hit from Manlyman in the Pudge, going to save Henrybot at least for a second. Here comes Corey, though. Cold Snap onto Henrybot with the Ion Shell and the Urn Charges. It's going to eventually kill the Vengeful Spirit. There's an Omnis Slash there from the squad. Going to bring himself really far forward and invest the rest of his team. Eventually Paul will come in, zapping onto the rest of the Radiant squad, but he will get a glimpse back. Ogre Magi, 1 hero to fall already for his overextension. Squad falling back on the Juggernaut. So it's a 2-for-1 trade so far. A lot of damage left on Petit though. He's going to start smacking onto Corey. The Surge is still there, and I apologize for how many times I'm saying but my brain's not really working at this point.
Yeah, I think I've realised like every time I cast on my dick and just point out issues, but I don't know. I've had a few to drink, so I couldn't really
Yeah, me
shit,
too.
but it just feels like they're not planning things well enough. They're just getting in these really sporadic fights. Disruptor didn't have ulti. You need to have that ulti up if you want to go and take a team fight. But I didn't think they were trying to take a team fight. They just bumped into each other. So you'd start saying, right, we're going to smoke up. We're going to go here. We're going to try and get 2 or 3 people, and then go on and take objectives. But that's not really happening. It's just kind of like a few random fights here and there.
This is the thing about casting low MMR players, like, not, I say low, I mean we're the average, right? All these players are above average MMR in terms of Dota skill, but when you look at the difference between casting a professional game and a game like this, is the chaos factor is just huge. Like, games like this, there's always something happening. It looks like there's organization, then there's complete unorganization. There's just madness, and then it looks like they get it back together, and then no, it falls apart again. It's just madness again. And I actually feel that's a lot more fun to watch. As Storm Spirit saps forward onto Squad on the Jugger, insta-tornadoed into Meatball, and he will fall. Like, I'm not sure what the thought process there. He has Petit and Henrybot in backup, but he has no mana. Juggernaut with a healing mode straight away, gonna heal him up, anticipating a team fight. As the rest of the Dire are in the general area, but not super close. But then, what are they without their Storm? What can they do?
They can't really do much. They don't really have much setup to begin with. But you take the Storm out, then you definitely don't have any setup. I mean, I'm just checking over items. Invoker doing really well on items. Axe, Minus, Urn, Blink. He has basically most of what he needs to get off a decent team fight. Juggernaut is not questionable. For whatever reason, I just thought I would have saw more items on him. He has a Manta, HOD, and Maelstrom and Phase. Just doesn't really feel like he has a lot, even though he's the highest.
I mean, it's 30 minutes into the game and he has 2k in the bank.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess you just build Mjolnir and go with that. What's wrong with that? Disruptor, pretty standard board pitch plays. Um, yeah, I mean,
Rotovatus on the Darkseer. Interesting pickup.
that might just be purely to root the Storm Spirit.
Yeah, that makes sense. Normally you see like the Shiva's Guard on the Darkseer. It's just nice to have that extra armor, the intelligence on him to get that mana pool for his really expensive combos, especially when you get the Refresher Orb. But okay, I'm coming back. Sorry, talking to Budgie there. Yeah, the Rod of Atos onto the Storm Spirit. Can you? Because you can time walk out of Rod of Atos's Face's Void. So can you zap out of Rod of Atos's Storm Spirit?
Probably. I'm not too sure on mechanics. I haven't really bothered reading up on it, so to speak. So I don't really know how it works, but yeah, that sounds right. It probably doesn't work.
Oh, there's a fresh meat hook. Manly Man kills Squad. There is in fact what onto Petit and the Vengeful Spirit. There's Omni Slash. What was Squad? Oh no, Squad kills Manly Man. My apologies. The other way around. So there we go. Omni Slash bringing all the rest of the heroes down really low. The Blade Fury, however, to get himself away from the rest of the Dire team. Petit will fall with the Urn Charge. You get 4-star through the Darkseer wall. Henry Bot maybe falling here. He used the Hurricane Pike to push back the Ogre Magi, but Corey gets a double kill with the Ion Shell on Squad. So that's 3 falling, but they've got the Darkseer and they already got the Invoker as well. Paul in the backlines. This is his kind of forte for this game, just on the backlines, making sure that no matter what happens, he will finish them off. There is an Orchid onto the Ogre Magi, however, he manages to Glimmer keep himself up, and with a crit from Squad, that is a death on the Storm Spirit. Very, very costly, as he's kind of their main man here to kind of keep himself in the game.
Yeah, that's... I don't know.
Manly Man as well, in danger of falling. No, the Ice Hammer comes out, so I don't think Squad's going to want to chase this. That was going bad for Dire, then better for Dire, and then they lost the Storm. And it feels like when they lose Storm, that's... Like, he's top of the net worth, right?
Yeah, he is, yeah.
And his closest counterpart's Razor, who's more than 4,000 net worth behind him. In between that space you got the Jugger, the Invoker, and the Darkseer. It's like Storm's the only hero for the Dire. He can't die.
I'd probably have some serious questions over Razor's item build as well.
What have we got there?
Take a look.
Oh, he had the Shivas. Okay, I'm not sure that makes much sense. I mean, armor's nice on Razor, sustain's nice on Razor, but I think a Lotus Orb against the Radiant team would be nicer and would free up the intelligence item for another hero. Razor doesn't need to buy intelligence items.
The Razor's supposed to be being played as a carry, or as a mid anyway. I think he needs damage items. He's an agility hero. He needs to take advantage of that and get attack damage, especially with the Venge. It's going to be a percentage based increase on that attack damage. So he's got max Venge aura, and he's hitting for
184. They're going to actually zip that forward. They're going to swap Corey back into it. It's getting Cyclone Cup. He does get the vac onto the rest of the heroes. No wall though. With the BKB used from the Storm Spirit, there is no initiation from the Dire as of yet. Will they lose 9-10, 9-10? No, the Tornado will hit onto Neon and Petit, forcing them back a little bit. Glimmer Capes as well, so this may look like it's going to be a disengage from both teams. The Lich and the Razor have no mana. So that was an all-in there from the Dire as they smoked up as 5 heroes to try and find something, and they found the Darkseer but couldn't even finish him off. Is it looking bad for them now?
For the Radiant or the Dire?
The Dire.
I think it's... I don't think it's been bad for the Dire the whole game, but I think Radiant's been consistently on top of things. So I don't know, I think it does look bad. I just don't think you can really take a Lich, Venge, Hodge, and a Razor with those items into late game. You know, it looks more even than I think it really is. And that might just be down to the way the game's been played. But I do, like, if I was to put money on it, I would say the Radiant will probably take this later on in the game.
Well, they do take the Roshan. That is their right, that is their calls. That's a Juggernaut with the ages. They're chasing Zaza in the bottom lane. Paul's been slowed up. They have the dust on Neon, so they will be able to see the Invoker. BKB's on the Storm Spirit as the Invoker blinks out of the trees. But now Paul's in no man's land. Only Manly Man and Neon left to back him up. The Sunstrike will be off the mark. However, he has no mana on Storm. 6 Bloodstone charges, so it ain't gonna come quick. His TP is off cooldown. The vac from Corey is unfortunately off the market. Will not catch the Storm Spirit and he will TP back to base. A lot of rotation there from the Radiant Heroes to try and counteract that aggression there from the Dire, but no one will fall. Eventually everyone will get away alive. But for how long?
It could be used by the Storm as well.
Again, for nothing. Nice 7 seconds on Storm. Actually, Tornado onto Petit in this mid lane. No, he's fine.
This is a random shit. This is a random shit I'm talking about though. If you look at like the separation between the players in the map, you now have 2 Radiant Heroes who are going to get killed probably, sitting on the Dire Shrine.
Yep, squad's found by Neon. The Storm Spirit's going to zap forward. There's this member on to Corey in the back line. Storm Spirit decides that's probably the target that we're more likely to get. With the Guardian Greed's going to delay the inevitable for a bit, but there's a whole holy shit going on the other side. Tornado into fucking meatball and EMP ensures it. Well, I say ensures, no, he's not going to fall. Petit, no, he will fall to the Thunderstrike. That was a nice swap from Vengeful Spirit, who Hurricane Pike squad in the backlines. Stack Storm onto the BK beat up Storm Spirit, who can now zap out of it. The Darkseer for a Razor. The Sunstrike will off the mark, but squad's going to come in and get the right clicks onto the Storm Spirit, who's super low. He's only about 244 HP, no mana. They're going to turn their attention onto the rest of the squad. Henry Bot, the Vengeful Spirit, will suffer the wrath of the rest of the team, who have now healed up from the Juggernaut ultimate, or Juggernaut healing ward, sorry. And they've lost 2 for 1. Buyback is now on Razor. Storm Spirit has to be back to base. He's going to zip forward, get some Storm Spirit damage on.
It's a Tornado.
Yeah. Dinosaurs are fortified, but this squad, he has his fucking Mjolnir, he has his Manta, he has his Helm, he has his Blink, he's got a load of damage there. Buyback inside from the Razor. Storm Spirit going all the way through forward though. There's the Chain Frost there from Lich. He's hanging on to a lot of important heroes. As he bends in between Tungler and 910. The other ones that are caught on the backlines. The hook from Manlyman will catch the Disruptor out. 910, the one who's trying to TP out. I don't think Paul can see him on the Storm Spirit. No, he can't. So they're going to try and chase. Petit had eyes on Zaza until he ghost walked, so now he's out. So they will get the... No, they won't even get a tier 3. They will get a buyback from the Razor, and it will only cost them a Disruptor. So I think the Radiant are happy with that. Actually, they're going now on to Paul, the Rod of Atos. There you go, that's the route that we were talking about. He has to BKB and Storm Spirit his way out of that. That was a really close death for Paul, who is, we stand on only 8 Bloodstone charges. That could have been costly.
That's probably the fastest use of a BKB I've ever seen. That was only like a charge every minute or two. Pretty much, he's now on 5 charges.
Yeah, I mean, from buying it to 10 second to 5 second. He's got his money's worth, right?
Yeah, okay. Negative equity, I suppose, but... no, the Juggernaut sells Aegis. I mean, I know you don't want to die with Aegis and be sitting by yourself, but...
Just commenting on the fact this is probably the longest in-house we've had tonight and in recent history. Salt from No Chrono. That makes no sense. Oh, squad got a haster and he's found Henry Bot with the damage as well. He's actually going to swap Neon on the Lich into it. Dismember? What the hell is that range on the Dismember? But it's going to matter anyway. A nice vac onto 3 with the wall as well. They're going to force them all the way forward. But the Omni Slash coming through will eventually kill off the Pudge. They're going to shrine themselves up. And actually now the Juggernaut's going to find some big danger. Glimmerkeep up there. Huge Glimmerkeep saving his life. Storm Spirit instead turning his attention onto Disruptor. The Static Storm will go onto the Storm and the Venge and the Razor. However, they will still live. Aegis onto Juggernaut now, who will come back. And I feel like this is where the damage will come through. They've already lost Storm. They've already lost Pudge. They've glimpsed back the Vengeful Spirit. She will kill... No, she will die? Yeah, she will die. Eventually, so 3 heroes dead, no buyback. Razor static linking squad on the Juggernaut for a whole heap of damage. He has no right click and is all in the hands of Petit, but I don't think anything's going to happen anytime soon that's going to warrant having that amount of damage. And with 2 heroes on the deck, for 40 plus seconds. Radiant, Dire, sorry, are in a big bit of trouble here.
Two very key heroes as well. Storm for the control and Bench for the aura. So you basically got a Lich Razor and punch that do fuck all damage.
Started like onto squad. The nice hook there from Manly Man. Omni Slash straight away. There was no dismember follow up. Shiva's guard slowing down the approach, only hitting onto the Ogre Magi as well as Frostbite. So a lot of ice on this Ogre. There's going to be a tornado and an EMP. Zaza says, let's go in this radio. And again, a lovely hook from Manly Man with the Frost Chain going forward through all the creeps and the heroes. He's going to be TP in from Razor. No, Razor was there to begin with, but he gets stunned up. Will he die from Thunderstrike? I don't think he will. I think he's okay. But we're watching Manly Man and Neon now. Storm Spirit all the way flying through. A nice hook from nice hook from Pudge onto 910. Will finish up Ogre Magi. BKB on Paul, but it runs out too slowly because it's such a low BKB. He managed to go through the Static Storm. I will finish off Squad though. Perfect kill there from Paul. He will now try and focus his attention on anyone else. The Vac will take him away from the hook from Manly Man. It's meant to save him. Does he have mana to save himself away? No, he will fall from the Deafening Blast from Paul. From Zaza, sorry. Zaza now breaking forward, going on to Manly Man on the Pudge. With the Ice Wall as well, he's slowed. There's a wall, this whole heap of damage. What's going on here? Henry Bot getting swapped out of it. Manly Man dismembering up the Zaza on the Invoker. He has too much damage though. And now a Sheep Stick onto the Vengeful Spirit. Oh my god, atrocity after atrocity. But what a nice force slash Hurricane Pike onto the high ground. They're gonna get Zaza, can they? They have the minus armor. He is inside the vision of the Radiant from the Dire, sorry, but he will manage to get himself away. There was a Guardian Greaves there from Corey. Will Corey pay with his life? Yes, Corey will, but the Meanbill will finish off Venge, which was the thing that dieback on Vengeful Spirit. Will they kill the Invoker? They do, actually, so holy smokes, who fucking didn't die there? I think everyone died there. However, buybacks were used by the Storm Spirit, and I think that's all I can see. So I can't say for certain, but everyone fucking died there.
Pretty much, yeah. It was just a good value buyback by Storm Spirit. But they do have two towers, mid and tier 3 down, so those are a little bit exposed. Yeah, still favouring Radiant though. Just a bit chaotic.
Yeah, just a bit. Just try following that nonsense.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at the gold graphs as we have, and it's actually only 7k in favour of the Radiant. That's the most it's ever been, believe it or not. The highest is now 7k. XP as well, 10k in favour of the Radiant, now dipping drastically towards the Dire. I mean, they lost to tier 3, they lost 2 tier 3s, but it's only 43 to 36. Storm Spirit's still pretty high in net worth. Razor has time to catch up. Can the Dire take this back from not the greatest dysfunctionality? Actually, Storm Spirit straight the way through forward with the Orchid, and the Electric Vortex will kill off the Juggernaut. Perfect play from him. BKB's anticipating more work from the Ogre Magi and the Disruptor, and he anticipated correctly as they were coming in to try and stop that gank. He will finish up the Disruptor as well, so there's a double kill on the Storm Spirit, who had lost some Bloodstone charges, now back up to 8 with a gem. But that was a good passage of play there, instantaneously losing both their hard carry and their Disruptor, and now Storm Spirit, way ahead, he's on top of the net worth leaderboard.
Dire's middle barracks are under attack.
Mark's fucked off. I do apologise. The new music pack's my budgie. I didn't think you could hear him. He likes Dota 2, apparently. Gets him going. But yes, so there's going to be a little bit of a pause in the action so far. We'll wait for Mark to come back from his smoke break or his beer break or whatever. Are you there, bud?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Where the fuck did you go?
Chill. I was on some website that did music mashups, but yeah.
Alright, okay. That's how dedicated we are to providing you with great casting, boys. Lol. Anyway, so Storm Spirit now top of the net worth chart, only by 600 gold. It's not a huge margin. In fact, like, he's the only one on the Dire side, like for a long time, carrying his team. Not to say that the rest of his team's not doing anything, we just see in terms of net worth. Actually, Paul's going to go forward again, but there's a blink out from Juggernaut. Was it? Blink out? No, it's a blink out from Darkseer, sorry.
I'll take that as tribute.
Still a petite found at the top lane, and what, in your opinion, Mark, what changes this game? What? Well, let's talk about the Dire. What can the Dire do to change this game for them, being on the back foot for so long?
I actually don't think they need to do as much as they had to do previously. They've kind of, in a weird way, survived out enough, and now the Radiant aren't throwing. But you know, if the Radiant fuck up again, it's going to be 50 to 60-second respawn timers. So
There's a smoke here. There's a very interesting smoke. I didn't want to interrupt you, but they're gonna come around behind Tungler. I can't wait to this. Fuck you, Tungler. Tungler dead. Get him. Get him. Yeah. Fucking get him. He's dead. Nice. A hook onto Invoker as well. The Meatball's going to land on no one. The Vac is onto both the Petite and the Vengeful and the Pudge, but there's not a lot of damage coming through with the BKB charge used from Petite. The Blade Fury used from Juggernaut to try and disengage himself away. Neon inside the trees. Hook from Pudge will get him out of that. There is no one lost apart from the Disruptor yet. The Ogre Master's stun will do a lot of damage to the Lich, not too much though. Henrybot using the stun onto him as well. Storm Spirit following this up, they will kill him off. So that's 2 kills there for the Dire. 2 Radiant Heroes picked off. The Sunstrike onto no one, anticipating a back off, and the rest of the Radiant Heroes are in the tier 2 on the Dire, the Radiant side, kind of slinking away, licking their wounds, realizing, hey, we lost 2, what happened there, what was going on? And it's now up to the Dire if they should Roshan or not, and they probably should.
Oh, they should. They've got Solar Crest, so Solar Crest and Venge they need to take that down.
Top tower is under
They're
attack.
going to back off because yeah, Invoker and Darkseer are bad. Yeah,
Oh, but there's a static link onto the Darkseer, so a lot of damage taken. Lotus Orb cannot save Invoker. Henrybot on a killing spree as Invoker now dies. The surge from Corey will ensure that he will not get caught inside the Shiva's guard slow. But that's a dead Invoker for 85 seconds. He has buyback, but one would think an unnecessary death.
No, this is what I'm talking about. Once they get later on in the game, you get higher respawn timers, and with the Venge having that aura with 4 ranged heroes, their pushability over shorter time is a lot better. So they basically need to do this 1 or 2 more times, and then be able to push it to get rocks pretty much. Yeah, I thought the Radiant had this pretty easily, but
Something bad is happening.
I don't know. Just need to get their shit together and just try and get a solid team fight and win the game.
Yeah, it's all up to them now. Completely turn this game on its head. Still, there's Storm Spirit, the highest net worth hero on the Dire side. It's not that they've not completely turned this around, but they're standing in good stead now. Storm Spirit with the Aegis, easily probably the best Aegis carrier in the game, up against Squad, who instantly gets swapped back. The Dismember there is there. Can they deal enough damage to kill him before the Dismember runs out? No, they can. Storm Spirit coming forward to try and get that, but Squad instantly uses the Shrine, and that will with the Aegis burst. The bash there from the Basher, proving the bane of the Storm Spirit. So again, Paul instantly bashed. This is terrible. Inside the Stack Storm and the Omni Slash as well. It bounces up to Henrybot and Petite with the Blade Fury. They will finish off Henrybot on the sidelines, and the Juggernaut going forward onto Petite, who BKBs and TPs out. But what a terrible passage to play. They lose the Lich as well. Holy shit, that was so unfortunate for the Dire. Those bash procs, and they're gonna lose the Pudge as well. 4. It looked like Dire finally had their foot inside the door, but some squad bashes say, you know what, fuck that. This is not happening for you. It is all over. Accept it.
Well, let's look at buybacks. Fenn's got buyback. Storm hasn't got buyback, surprisingly. Yeah, this could be over pretty much.
It's only a bench buyback. 30 seconds until Storm Spirit's back, and that's at least 2 racks. And if the Radiant are really they're in tune. They're like insta go. No one's bought back yet. They don't have buyback. Go for the last tier 3. Go for the last barracks. There's a Ranger coming in the Plasma Field to try and stop anything, but there's nothing he can do here. 10 seconds still till Storm is back, and that's going to at least ensure that all barracks for the Dire side will fall. It's up to them to consider whether it's worth them to try and fight this when everyone respawns. No, a Hex and a drawback. The Razor BKB's up, so he's fine. Polly's now back. He BKB's up, but there's not a whole damage. No, not a whole lot of damage that he's doing. He managed to vortex up the Darkseer, and a hook there from Million will finish off the Darkseer. So nice play from them. However, it is Mega Creeps now, And with a buyback from the Darkseer, who does have BOTs, and he's BOTsing straight, and he realizes this is our time now. This is our chance to finish this off. I have Vac, I have Wall. With Petit running in, with the Vac from the plasma field, the Vac is off for the Wall. The Wall is inside the Radiant base. He force dashes through. Henrybot gets a fucking illusion made of him. Now, unfortunately, Hex up inside it is Petit, who will fall. No, it's not Petit, it's Paul. Paul will fall, and so will Petit, and this is almost certainly GG well played. Yeah, Paul calls it. Good game, well played. The Radiant will take it eventually.
Yep.
That was a roller coaster.
That was all over the fucking show. But yeah, well played on both sides.
That was a great game, because it was. That was a whole lot of fun to watch. There was semi-comebacks and semi-team fights and all that over there, but at the end of the day, the Radiant capitalised on the early advantage that they managed to draw themselves up and seal the deal with a stamp on the Dire base. Stone Spirit, the only one that could have really held anything up against the rest of them, but unfortunately he couldn't do too much, Mark.
No, just still unfortunate, but well played on both sides. Very good game.
Yeah, very good game. We will see if there's another in-house. Hopefully there is. More casting, Mark. We love it. Yes, we do. But stay tuned and stay frosty. We'll hopefully see you soon. Alright, unfortunately guys, it looks like that is going to be the end of the in-houses tonight. We have had a good run. Cut up a little bit, a lot of pauses, a lot of stops, lots of stop-starts, but as with all good things, they must end eventually, and all I can say is, if you enjoyed what you saw and you're not part of it yet, please visit the Discord link on the Twitch site. Get yourself involved in the UkDota2Cup League. We have spaces for free agents and teams, so if you're by yourself, join up, fill out our tight forum, we'll get you a team. If you're a team, join up, perfect. Get yourself signed up straight away. If not, hey, just come and watch. Get a little follow on the Twitch, get a little subscribed on the Twitter. You know, follow us. We all appreciate it. It's always nice. So, until next time, it's been a pleasure for us to cast for you, and we'll see you then.
Spirit Suit by some beta bitches. Pretty sure it's. I haven't felt healthy at all, but
I'm sure if I didn't quit smoking, I'd be dead right now.
I can't quit smoking because of Dota.
It's too
Dota
stressful.
makes me smoke.
Yeah, same.
Well, I had a
sometimes.
habit, like my computer's in my living room, so I would queue, go to the window, have a smoke, and then when it was popped, I'd come back. And I tried to stop quitting, and as soon as I pressed like play Dota, I would stand up and look in my pockets, like just automatic Pavlov response to go for a fucking cigarette.
Yeah.
I blame Dota. I blame, like, could I sue Gaben? Do you reckon?
To be honest, I blame Dota for a lot of the bad parts of my life right now.
Same.
Just everything wrong that happens in my life is somehow Dota's fault. There's probably not enough for another in-house. So does anyone want to queue?
No, I think
Like-
the in-house is done. If we have a 5-stack, there's me, Tungler, Mark, and space for 2.
Dude, I'm looking at something where like this kid just Ice just goes into
I'm going
their
for a
base,
wee.
kills them, cool GG.